Have you ever struggled to balance the demands of your leadership role at home and at church, whether you're a pastor or ministry leader? I know I have. I have a season right now where things are really, really busy. My son is in soccer and he goes to school, and I've got church things, and my wife's got book club and all kinds of stuff. So we're going all over the place, and so there's this idea of how do I balance? How do I make sure that I'm thriving at home, but I'm also thriving at church? Ministry is hard no matter what season of life you're in, it's hard. But then you add being married and then having children on top of it, and that just makes things even more complex. Ministry can be extremely difficult, but there is a way that you can actually do life and that will help you thrive in both roles at home and at church. And there are 6 things I want to talk about today that actually will help you reduce stress, but also thrive and be a better leader. The first thing I really want to put out there is seek God, right? That seems so simple, so elementary. Like, yeah, duh, I'm a Christian, I'm a pastor, I should be seeking God. But here's the thing. Here's a lie that all pastors really fall into at some point in their life. We say things like, oh, reading the Bible because I'm studying for my sermon. I'm reading the Bible because I'm getting ready for Bible study. I'm reading the Bible because I'm getting ready for men's group. Well, I pray at our meetings, I pray in worship. But here's the thing. Those are things about your job. Those are things you have to do your job. But they're also the very thing that you need to do in order to connect with God. And so there should be a separation between your job and your personal development and your personal faith with God. And so the question for you that you have to really wrestle is, do I mix the two? And am I telling myself a lie? Or am I setting aside time each and every day to just be nourished with God, not have anything to do with church or leadership or ministry, but really just, I want to know you, God, and I want you to pour into me, and I want you to make me the person that I'm supposed to be. Are you just spending time to do this? Seek God, right? You can't give people things that you don't have. And so take that time, spend time with God each and every day, and make sure that you are spending the correct amount of time with Him. That's number one. Seek God. And number 2 is you have to manage your schedule, your calendar each and every week. And there's a lot of pastors like, everything is on me. Everything is on me. I have to do it all. And I understand, I've been there. But you still have to manage your calendar. Sunday's coming, right? And so you figure out what am I going to do for my sermon, do for my Bible study, my discipleship. What am I going to do for these groups? How am I going to meet all these people during the week? It's hard, right? And then here's the other thing. How am I going to spend time with my spouse or my kids? How am I going to go to my kids' event? And so you've got to manage your calendar. You got to figure out what is the most important thing that got to get done, what things can be put off, what things can I delegate, and what things really don't need my time right now. And you got to figure all this stuff out. And managing your schedule, right? Seek God first, but then manage your schedule. You want less stress. You want to be a better leader at home and at the church, then you got to manage your schedule. And the third thing is, I would really tell you, don't talk negative about the people in your church at home. Find a pastor, a local pastor that you could talk to, that you trust, a mentor, some way, somehow that you could vent those things out without bringing it home. But if you must talk at home about the situation, then here's what I would do. I would make sure, if you have kids, make sure that they're not in a place where they can hear. I also would make sure that sleep. The reality is there's going to be bad things that happen. If you have a family and they're in ministry, they're going to see somebody yelling at you or talking about you. They're going to hear somebody talking about them. They're going to feel the pressure of ministry because they're going to be treated differently than a normal family that would come to church. So that's just part of it. And I'm sorry that you and your family has to go through that. But do your best to build an environment at home where you don't bring that stuff home and you feed into that negativity. Work hard to do that. The fourth thing that I would tell you is to enjoy life, right? I know a lot of pastors that get in this mode where they become like the old crotchety old man, like, get off my lawn, right? They get off the lawn, they get old, and they get it's almost like ministry sucks the joy of life out of them. We're supposed to be people that are filled with peace and hope and joy, right? Because we have been given this amazing gift of Jesus Christ. But yet, how's come with these old, crotchety people that just will not enjoy life? Get away from the pulpit. Find something that you can invest in. Find something you can have fun with. Just enjoy life. I don't care what that is, a hobby, but do not make it ministry related. Just do something away from church and ministry and leadership where you can actually have fun, something you can enjoy, something that fulfills you. I don't care what that is, but find that thing and create space to the management of your calendar. Create space every single week where you have time to enjoy whatever that thing is. And number 5, I would tell you to protect yourself. And that sounds kind of crazy, but really, protect yourself. Protect yourself from what you read, from what you watch, from what you listen to. I know pastors right now who are watching just a certain series on Netflix because, there's a lot of people in my church that are watching this series and I want to be relevant. Get that. I understand that. But I think there are ways that you can be relevant. Even if you want to talk about the series and stuff, you can still find ways to know about the series and get the gist of the series without actually having to watch it. Protect yourself, protect your eyes, protect your heart, protect your mind. The devil loves to wants you to just bring those things in because then those things begin to move you away from God. And it's like, really? I mean, the music that you listen to, the podcasts that you listen to, the shows that you watch, all those things can pull you away from God. And so protect yourself. Do what you have to do to protect yourself. I know you don't want to be irrelevant. I understand that. I know you don't want to be like the old guy that just doesn't connect. I get that. But for you to be the best leader at home and at church, you have to be able to protect yourself. There are lots of people that are counting on you. And the last thing you want is a moral failure because you have opened up the door and allowed something in that shouldn't be. And number 6, I would just tell you keep going. Ministry is hard. Every season brings new challenges, and every season of life brings new challenges. And there are people that are going to come, there are going to be people that will go, their church will grow, the church will shrink, finances will be good, finances won't be good. There'll be lots and lots of seasons where things are really hard. And here's what I want to tell you, just keep going. Do not give up. If God has truly called you, don't give up. Make a decision right now that no matter what happens, I'm in it. There have been times I've been like, God, really? Like, why am I going through this? Is this what you've called me to do? Like, for real? Why? Why is this so hard? But ministry's hard. It just is. You just can't get away from it. And the thing is that you have to decide, I'm going to keep going. I've had some situations in ministry that I can never, ever prepare for or even know was coming. And I've had people say, like, why didn't you quit? Why didn't you leave? Why didn't you go somewhere else? And the reason was because I felt like God called me to it. I was committed to the call of what God has brought me to. And so I would just tell you, no matter what happens, no matter how you feel, no matter what is going on, keep going. Keep seeking the Lord. Keep pointing others towards Jesus and then decide that I'm here till the end. I'm not giving up. But you're also thriving in your ministry. And you'll be able to excel at the roles in which God has placed you. Remember, keep seeking the Lord. And keep pointing others towards Jesus.